That was kind of dramatic, huh? That countdown with the music. I guess it's fitting though how this season has been for the Saints. Guys, this is going to be a quick live stream. I'm actually on a new platform, so I kind of want to test it out. And a good thing is I don't have like this huge audience that I can do like test trials on the fly and not worry about making any hiccups or anything like that. And see, I'm just kind of playing around with the new live stream software, but it's also a chance, good timing to talk about last night. Um, and I just want to say to everybody who watched my reaction videos yesterday, um, I hope people know that when I do my reaction videos or my in moment game reaction videos and whatnot, it's not meant. What up, Jerry? It's not meant. Don't. My reaction videos are not meant, I guess, to be taken too literally. They're not meant to like, don't hold it against me, all right? Like, the purpose of this channel has always been, when it comes to the Saints and Pelicans content, at least, um I'm a fan. I'm not trying to be an analyst. I'm not trying to be an expert or anything like that. I know I blur the line sometimes between me giving actual analysis as well as me giving jokes and stuff. But it the gist of this channel is to be a fan, to have fun with being a fanatic. That's what the word fan means. It means a fanatic, and playing with fanaticism, right? And how fans can be crazy and biased, and the sky is falling, and all of those things. So unsurprisingly, because that's how YouTube works. Like, whenever you do a video and it's like a rant video or you getting mad, that usually gets you a lot more views and engagement than like a video where the Saints, if they had actually won, and I was like all happy and positive. Like, people tend to flock more towards like the negative videos or like the rant videos because it's more entertaining. Let's be honest. Like, it's entertaining to watch a fan of a team get mad and have a temper tantrum or whatever. So all that to say, and again, like, I got a good few views on those videos yesterday of me having a temper tantrum after that Arizona Cardinals game. And again, I just want to say this: that those videos, all my reaction videos that I do after the games, they're not meant to be taken literally. Yes, I know that it's not that serious. I literally poke fun of it in my skits all the time. This channel is for people to maybe see themselves in me. Like, I'm like a symbol of Saints fans and Pelicans fans. Like, when you see me mad, you're supposed to be like, yeah, that's how I feel right now. When you see me happy, you're supposed to be like, yeah, that's how I feel right now, right? Like, and just as much negativity or anger that I give to the team, I give positivity too. I'm sure y'all saw the Atlanta Falcons vlog. I was yelling to the high heavens in Atlanta, mind you. I was in Atlanta. I was in enemy territory, and I was like, Super Bowl. I mean, I took off my jersey. We were parading down the street. Like, that's what being a fanatic is. Like, I'm going to be irrationally hype when the Saints win, and I'm going to be irrationally angry when the Saints lose. And that's the fun of this channel. So, I know I got a good bit of new followers the past 24 hours, and people who were not privy to what I do on this channel. So yesterday was the first time a lot of people were introduced to John Barnes, and of course, their first introduction was me, like, being real mad at the team and throwing a temper tantrum. I hope they stay around to see that I'm an equal opportunist. When the Saints play well, they will get just as much passion of love from me as they get of anger. What's up, Cash Black? What's up, Dana? Honey Badger, as always, is talking trash. Again, y'all, this isn't going to be a lot. I actually have to catch a flight in a little bit. So I just wanted to come on. I'm testing my live stream. We got a new platform that I still need to kind of work through the kinks of. But when I do, we'll have a much more polished live stream. And I would love to, like, actually, have people on again so they can vent. Because, that's a good thing about the Saints YouTube community, is that we have a lot of good options of podcasts. And I enjoy when the hosts give the fans who don't have YouTube channels or whatnot a chance to vent. But all this to also say about the game last night. I mean, I'm not going to take back anything that I say in my videos yesterday when I went balls to the wall crazy, I guess. Like, I think the Saints are in a bad spot. I think that Dennis Allen is not the head coach for us. I don't think we have the quarterback of the future on our team. I think we are. And so let me say this also. Now, I tweeted this earlier today. I'm not in hell yeah, Jerry. We are right for the team. Absolutely. I'm not mad at the choice the Saints made this offseason to essentially go all in, right? We went all in as if we were playing for a Super Bowl this year. And I'm not mad at that at all. I always want my teams to, if we have even, you know how they always talk about the proverbial window. It's the window open for this team. Even if that window is cracked just a little bit, you know, like when you just want to get a small breeze in, I'm fine with my teams going all in. Now, if the window is completely shut, well, then I would prefer that we rebuild, right? But we went into the offseason where the window was cracked just a little bit, that I was okay with Mickey Loomis and the Saints brass saying that they wanted to, you know, make moves as if we were a player or two away from being a Super Bowl contending team. And they were right in the fact that part of the motivation was that the NFC, they predicted was going to be real weak and our division wasn't going to be that great. And they were right? The NFC isn't this juggernaut of a conference. You know, they got some good teams like Philadelphia, Minnesota, Dallas, the 49ers now, the Rams still, Tampa still, yeah, I guess. Like, and all due respect to all of those teams, if the Saints were actually good or even decent, like if we were 3 and what are we? We're 2-5. If we were 4-3, if we were 3-4, you know, if we were like still in the hunt, I would be like, there's no team in the NFC, even to this day, even with Philadelphia being undefeated, that scares me. I'm not saying we're better than those teams. I'm just saying, like, it's not like when you look at the AFC and you see the Bills and the Chiefs, and those two teams are like they're above everybody else, right? Like they're on a tier amongst themselves. The NFC is like, okay, if you catch Philadelphia on a bad day, you can probably swing by them, right? So because of that, I was okay this offseason with like going all in and saying, hey, you know, let's just get into the playoffs and maybe we get hot in January, like the Bengals did last year. And then, you know, you ain't got to be the best team all season. You just got to be the best team 4 times in January and February. So I was okay with going all in. And maybe it's a hypocritical of me, but I was okay with the choice of us to do that. I'm mad, irrationally probably, at the result. And the result is not good. It's like Murphy's Law with this team. Like, if you were to say, give the worst case scenario for how every offseason move we did could turn out, well, that's what's going on right now. Like, the worst case scenario of us hiring Dennis Allen because we wanted continuity was that he would prove to be just not fit to be a head coach. And right now, that's showing that he's not fit to be a head coach. Worst case scenario was, oh, you know, we were like, ain't no way we're going to have the same bad injury luck that we had in 2021. Well, like we got worse injury luck in 2022. Worst case scenario fulfilled. Worst case scenario, we signed Honey Badger. We're like, well, you know, worst case scenario is he doesn't have to be as good as Marcus Williams as long as he's not a bust or like over the hill. So I love Honey Badger, but worst case scenario has been fulfilled because he looks horrible. Michael Thomas can't stay healthy. Jameis Winston, his body looks like it's breaking down. Our key players are starting to regress. Like Cam Jordan is not the Cam Jordan of old, which is fine. I mean, he's a 13-year player. Like we shouldn't be expecting Cam Jordan to still be the same guy, right? Payne Turner and Marcus Davenport aren't really worth the draft capital that we gave up for them. A lot of the worst case scenarios for this team is happening all at the same time, and it's just something that can crumble a franchise. So that is why I think we are in a bad spot right now. It just seems like everything that can go wrong for the Saints is going wrong. Now, Jerry says he just wants to win the game for now. I agree, right? I agree. So let me look at the Honey Badger needs some honey. I agree. I wish I could put these comments up, y'all. Again, I'm still learning this new platform as I go along. I promise you the next time I do a live stream, I'll be better with learning this platform. I'm like a rookie right now with this new platform that I have with this live stream software. But let me be glass half full for a second, okay? I'll be glass half full because a lot of people think that I'm always glass half empty. I don't think it's going to be this year, but I remember in 2005 when things looked bad, right? Like right after Katrina, we went 3-13. It looked bad. Like it was like people were saying, oh, this franchise isn't going to make it another 5 years. That was like the worst time to be a Saints fan. It was dire. And then, you know, we signed Drew Brees. We didn't even know Drew Brees was going to be the Drew Brees who he turned out to be. We was able to get Reggie Bush. Like the momentum picked up. And in 1 year, we went from 3-13. We went from the team that's going to move to San Antonio and all that BS to us in the NFC Championship game, right? Let me give you another example. The team I'm wearing right now, the New Orleans Pelicans. At this time last year, things were looking bad for the Pelicans, right? Not even at this time last year. Up until February of this year, of March, like the team, we had no hope. Fans were pessimistic. It was all the Pelicans are going to move to Seattle. Nobody cares about the Pelicans. Then we went on that crazy end of the year run. We had an amazing playoff run. We didn't even win a series, but we just like showed fight. And now look at the Pelicans, right? Like the future looks brighter than a goddamn Ray-Ban sunglasses looking at the sun. Like the future is bright. So as dire as things are, it's never too late to turn things around. Like the Saints can easily get back on track next year. Would I put money on it? Probably not. But a good friend of mine, Jeff Asher, a crime analytics person at WWL TV, he actually told me the last 2 times that the Saints went 3-13, the following year they made the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to go 3-14 this year. What I'm saying is that history shows that you can be real bad one year and turn that motherfucker around the next year. So even though I'm pessimistic, I do think, what up, John? St. John Butler, y'all check out his channel. Even though I'm pessimistic, it's not illogical to also think that the next year we can turn it around. But the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. So if we're going to try and be optimistic and say that, oh, okay, it is possible to turn it around in the next year where we don't have to be like drowning in our sorrows for the next 2 or 3 years. I hate to say this because I hate to always call for people's jobs, but that probably is going to require us to fire Dennis Allen. Because I gave the 2005-2006 example. We didn't go from 3-13 to 10-6 in the NFC Championship game with Jim Haslett. No, we fired him and we brought in Sean Payton. Look at the New Orleans Pelicans. We didn't like build this momentum up by keeping Stan Van Gundy, right? Nope. We fired him. We brought in Willie Green. The sign of a good franchise is when you can swallow your pride, admit your mistake, and not just, keep with the same old. Because again, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. I'm not saying fire Dennis Allen today. We got a lot of schedule left. I'm more than happy to let him and Jameis continue to prove me, try. I ain't gonna say continue. Try to prove me wrong and see if they can turn this motherfucker around right now. I have my doubts, but we might as well. I mean, we're stuck, right? It is what it is. We can't go hire a Hall of Fame coach or a Hall of Fame quarterback tonight. Like we're stuck with them. So I'm willing to let them ride out the season and see what we got, and maybe they might surprise us and turn us around. Now, I doubt it. So with that said, if we go into the next offseason, and Mickey Loomis is like, I want to give Dennis Allen another shot. We had injuries and yada, yada, yada. Well, then the odds of you making that 1 year turnaround becomes a little bit less likely, in my opinion, because again, y'all, Dennis Allen has shown us who he is, right? He was 10-32 with the Raiders. And of course, we're Saints fans, right? Like we gave him every excuse in the book because he was wearing black and gold now. So we were like, the Raiders are a bad franchise and they don't have the players that we have now. But Dennis Allen has shown us exactly who he is. And he has not shown us anything for us to give him any type of benefit of the doubt or goodwill. And I hate saying that. Like, I want Dennis Allen to succeed. I want James to succeed. As a Saints fan, you should always want the next group of guys to be better than the last group of guys, right? I want the next quarterback to be better than Drew Brees. I want the next coach to be better than Sean Payton. Are the odds of that happening likely? No, but you can hope for it. That's what fandom is. It's about hope. But Dennis Allen has shown me nothing to make me think that he is the guy for this team. So if this season continues to go off the rails, which would suck because we don't have a first-round pick, then I really hope Mickey Loomis swallows his pride and says, Dennis, sorry, but we're at a spot in our franchise where we can't, we're not in a kick the can down the road anymore. Like, we're in a spot that we need to have a huge shift of philosophy and try something different. You can't run a Sean Payton team without Sean Payton, folks. That's what we tried to do, and right now it's not working out. And then Dennis Allen, is not all on him. I know that we have a lot of injuries. I mean, and to be honest, that's the difference between a good coach and a bad or average coach. We had a lot of injuries last year, too, and Sean Payton still got us to 9 wins, all right? We had injuries during our final year with Drew Brees, and we still went to, 12-4? Like, I mean, it helps when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback. But last year, Sean Payton had a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he still got us to 9. Last year, we had 4 quarterbacks, and Sean Payton got us to 9 wins. So, you know, always remember that. Like, say we are blessed, God willing, that we find another great quarterback and coach to lead us one day. I hope Saints fans don't do the same shit they did with Drew Brees and Sean Payton in the final years, where they were like, "Oh, it's time for a new change, and the grass is green on the other side." And Drew Brees is, "Oh, we got to find somebody else." Because I'm gonna keep pounding this. I'm gonna keep pounding this rock. You see what happens when you think the grass is greener on the other side. I'm not saying, of course, it was obviously the time for Drew Brees to retire, but like it was the final 2019 and 20 when fans were like trying to rush Drew Brees out the door. And now look at us. We've gone through 6 quarterbacks, y'all. We've had 6 quarterbacks since Drew Brees has left. And I would take 2022 Drew Brees right now over Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston. And then when Sean Payton retired, quit or whatever you want to call it, fans were like, it was time anyway. Sean Payton lost that fight. Well, now look what you got. Because I keep saying, quarterbacks like Drew Brees and coaches like Sean Payton don't grow on trees. So I would rather ride that motherfucker out until the wheels come off than to try to get rid of them too soon. Because this is the reality of it. This is the reality of it. We're back in that middle of the pack. I don't even know if middle of the pack is a compliment. We're back at that bottom of the totem pole with teams like the freaking Panthers and stuff, where now, one, nobody gives a shit about us outside the Saints fan base, which is fine. We're irrelevant. That's fine. But two, we are the team now that teams look forward to playing on the schedule. The Bengals looked at us on the schedule and were like, hell yeah, this is a good right game. We got the Saints. We can turn our season around. The Cardinals last night, their fans looked at us and said, hell yeah, we got the Saints. We can turn shit around. I guarantee you the Raiders next week, the Raiders fans are going to be like, hell yeah, we got the Saints. We can turn it around. We have become the get right game for each team that we play. And I hate that. I hate that feeling so much. So this is just a proclamation to Saints fans. Do not get spoiled. Because it's not like we are like this historic great franchise, right? Like we wasn't shit before Sean Payton and Drew Brees. So I was astounded when fans was trying to rush Drew Brees and Sean Payton out the door. I'm like, y'all acting like we the goddamn Steelers of the Patriots. We're like, we have a history of winning. We don't. And I get it. As a fan, you always think that the next guy is going to be the better. You hope for it too. And I just said you should hope for it. But that don't mean you rush out the greatness while it's happening. So we have hit a harsh reality, and I hope fans will learn to appreciate greatness whenever it returns to our team. I gave a shout out to my guy, John Buller. I want to bring up a tweet that he asked today. He was asking for, can we have some good vibes? Because, it was so much negativity. And I told John this on Twitter, and I'm saying to y'all now, believe it or not, there still is a pathway to the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen, but there is. The best case scenario for the Saints is, if y'all remember 2015 when the NFC South was bad, including us, it was bad. And 7-9 got Carolina into the playoffs. And actually, we were like right behind them, but we wound up losing our last game to the Carolina Panthers, so they was able to get in over us. But had we beat Carolina or whatever, I think we went 6-10. Oh no, we went 7-9 too, but Carolina went 7-8-1. That freaking tie game they had against somebody helped them out. But we could have won a division at 7-9 in 2015. Unfortunately, I don't think the Bucs are bad enough that they're gonna. The Bucs are probably going to get at least 9 wins, right? I don't think the Bucs are as good as we thought they were going to be, but they're probably going to be at least a 9-win team. But say things work out in our favor, the Bucs continue to downfall. Unfortunately, I think the Bucs got Carolina this week, so the Bucs going to win that game. But the Bucs continue to downfall. Atlanta might be better than I'm giving them credit for. They look better than us. They're actually building something finally in Atlanta. But I don't think Atlanta's going to be like a team I think Atlanta's going to be like one of those 8, it used to be 8-8, I guess 8-9 type teams or whatever. But maybe we get lucky. We finally put together a winner here or there. And it turns out to be one of those years where 7-10 or 8-9 wins the NFC South. And that would be the best case scenario for us to make the playoffs. And it's possible. Again, I don't think it's going to happen because I think Tampa Bay is just too good to not be at least a 9-win team. But it's possible. But at the same time, Dennis Allen has shown me nothing to make me think that he's capable of going on a win streak. So actually, that's the second best case scenario. The best case scenario is that after this little mini bye week we have, Lattimore and Thomas and Landry and all these guys finally come back. We're finally healthy again. Jameis looks a lot better because he's got a broken back, so he is going to be who he is. But he's in a better spot than he was a month ago, where we start playing a lot better football and maybe we go on a mini win streak. That's me being glass half full. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I think we're in too much of a hole that we're not good enough. I don't think that we're going to win we're going to go on a 4 or 5 game win streak. We're just not good enough. Even if we're healthy, we're not good enough. And we're so far down the hole now. We're 2-5 that we essentially have no wiggle room for error. And unfortunately, we're not like the Bills or anything where we're going to be like guaranteed to go on one of these win streaks. So we're probably, even best case scenario, like if we do have a positive wins for the rest of the way, we're still probably going to lose like 2 or 3 games, and that probably will not be enough to jump over Tampa or maybe even Atlanta for the NFC South crown. Maybe, like I say, if you want to be glass half full and hope that the Falcons and Bucks continue to kind of be tippy-turny too, it might be a possibility, but I doubt it. And I'm not even thinking about getting in as a wild card because, like, we all know either the Eagles or the Cowboys are going to be one of the wild card spots. You got to imagine the 49ers or the Rams are going to be that second wild card spot. So then that leaves what? Teams like, ironically, Seattle, maybe the Packers. Like, I just don't see a logical path to a wild card spot for us. Our best case scenario, in my opinion, is that the NFC South just continues to suck. The Bucks continue a downfall. That would be great too, because it'll be funny if the Bucks like just really fucking hit a wall like we do, and maybe 7-10 can get you into the NFL playoffs. And I would not apologize if that happened and like we made the playoffs by miracle at 7-10. I would say, hell yeah, we deserve it. The football guys deserve to give us a little bit of a break every now and then. But with that said, that's me being positive. I don't think it's going to happen, folks. I think we're in a bad spot. I do think that it's possible to turn it around next season, but changes will have to be made. Because again, guys, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If we go into next offseason and Mickey Loomis is like, Dennis Allen, run it back. Don't be shocked if we're doing the same shit next year. So I appreciate everybody who's in the chat right now. I think a lot of Saints fans are passionate right now. If you're not a Pelicans fan, you need to be. So channel some of that passion to this team, because I think this team, and of course I'm biased, right? But I think this team is going to do some damage. And I'm excited about the game tonight. I'm excited about the home opener on Sunday. Unfortunately, I'm literally headed to California in about an hour, so I won't be here for it, but I will be watching. And y'all know how it is for New Orleans sports, right? Like both of our franchises can't be good at the same time. For some reason, like they had this agreement that if the Saints are good, the Pelicans are bad. If the Pelicans are good, the Saints are bad. So at least we know though that because the Saints are bad, the Pelicans should be really good. Should be, knowing our luck, watch something bad happens. But I think the Pelicans are going to be like good, guys. I mean, I'm a fan, right? I'm irrationally hyped. Not only do I think the Pelicans are going to be good this year, I think the Pelicans are going to be good for the next few years. If Zion, that's a big if, knock on wood. If Zion stays healthy, I think this team, we got like a core guys that can be I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to say we're going to be a dynasty or anything, but we can make a championship appearance here and there. Like I think I'm real high on Zion, guys. Like I am real high. Like even before the draft, like I was like, this kid is going to be big. This kid is going to be a franchise. I'm bringing this team to the championship type player. So if Zion lives up to the expectations that I irrationally gave him, like I can seriously see the Pelicans being a team that's going to be like in the championship hunt for the next 5 to 7 years. I really believe that. I'm probably going to be wrong. I've been irrationally hype about my teams before, but I'm just real giddy about the Pelicans right now. So, like I said, if you're not a Pelicans fan, I would suggest that you really get on the bandwagon now because it's going to be some fun basketball too. So that's the good thing. Like if you're a Saints fan and you're a Pelicans fan, at least we got the Pelicans to look forward to, right? And I know it's only one game into the season for the Pelicans, but damn, did they look good on Wednesday, huh? I mean, they look like that reminded me of the 2009 Saints when we came out those first 2 or 3 games and we were like whooping teams by 21 points. And you were like, yo, this team is, even not being biased, this team looks good. Like they are just wiping the floor with teams. Man, we wiped the floor with the Nets. If we wipe the floor with the Hornets, I know the Hornets ain't supposed to be that good. And the Jazz, this next 2 games, I'm going to have them 2009 Saints flashbacks. Like sometimes you can just see the magic building, right? Sometimes you can just see with your eyes like, yo, this team looks good. So I'm being very overreactionary right now because it was only one game, but that was against a good Nets team, right? That was against a good Nets team. We look like the Nets didn't belong on the same court with us. So I am optimistic as hell. I'm biased as a fan, and I'm biased because I worked with the team for 13 years as a ball boy. So I have friends in that organization, and I really want to see them win a championship ring. I'll be a little sad that they didn't win a ring when I was an employee for the Pelicans, but it's okay. I'll still be able to enjoy it because I have people who will let me at least borrow the ring for a day or two. Um, so yeah, get on the Pelicans bandwagon, folks. And let me say one thing again. If anybody missed the opener, so I put up 2 videos yesterday. I was ranting, of course. I was throwing a temper tantrum. The algorithm usually shows love to videos of fans going on rants because people love to watch I personally love it. Like I love watching videos when Bucks fans and Falcons fans and Cowboys fans are like mad at their team. So I'm not shocked. Like my 2 reaction videos from last night are doing solid numbers. Of course, it brings new eyes to your channel. So I'm getting a few comments and stuff like, wow, it's not that serious or whatever, whatever. I know it's not that serious, guys. Again, my channel is meant to be a symbol whenever I do Saints and Pelicans content, because I do a lot more than Saints and Pelicans content, but I do know that the bulk of my audience is Saints and Pelicans fans. Whenever I do Saints and Pelicans content, though, like I'm purposely being a fanatic. I'm transparently and happily being a fanatic. Like I know I'm being over extreme when we're good, and I'm like, we'll go to the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. And I know I'm being over critical when we suck, and I'm like, fire this guy, fire that guy, we suck. We ain't gonna never be a championship team. Like I know that. Like part of me is poking fun of that. So trust me, I know that it's not that serious. This channel is meant for people to, when they watch it, they see themselves in me. So like people can watch my rant videos yesterday and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves. Like, yeah, somebody else feels the same way I feel. Or maybe they just find entertainment in it, right? I'm here to give people laughs. And that's why I do the skits, to make everybody laugh. Win or lose, whether we're 12-5 and we're going to the Super Bowl, or whether we're about to be 5-12 and we're about to be a top 5 draft pick that we don't even have. I'm going to do the skits because I'm going to make people laugh. I get, people are preaching to the choir when they tell me it's not that serious. I know it's not that serious. It's all entertainment. I'm poking fun of that. My channel is meant to poke fun of that. And my reaction videos that I do, it's meant to be in the moment, right? Like everybody, I mean, that's the point of being a sports fan. Like you're not supposed to be logical during the games. What's the point of being a fan, a fanatic, if you're just being like, oh man, that was a bad play. Well, it's okay because we have so much hope in, like you're supposed to be irrationally mad sometimes. You're supposed to say things that you wouldn't want held against you in a trial of your peers, right? Like, don't hold my reaction videos against me. Like, I know that I'm being illogical on Twitter and on YouTube whenever I'm tweeting during the games and without reacting like to the bad plays or the good plays. But that's the point of being a fan, and that's what my channel is all about. So Eugene, what up from Philly? I ain't gonna lie, Philadelphia, I'm a little mad at right now. Y'all took us to the woodshed this offseason, boy. Y'all took Chauncey and our draft pick from us. I know y'all loving the Saints right now. Y'all like, goddamn, if we win a Super Bowl, we gotta get the Saints to cut up that ring. Put our logo on a Super Bowl ring if y'all win one, because goddamn, did we help y'all out this year? I almost think Mickey Loomis is like the GM for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jeez. But yeah, so and my final thing, y'all, before I cut this off, again, next time I'll try and have this set up better. I'm learning this live stream software that my friend let me borrow as I go along. But here's something that really makes me just like sour on Dennis Allen. And that was, and I'm sure y'all seen it by now, or at least heard about it because fans were pissed. The halftime interview he did, right? When the reporter asked him, what did you tell Andy Dalton at halftime? And Dennis Allen was like, nothing. I told him to keep doing him. Come on, Dennis. Come on. And I'm not dumb, y'all. I know that pre-game and in-game coaching interviews are essentially the pointless, right? The coach isn't going to say what the hell he said verbatim in the locker room. The coach isn't going to give away the game plan to a reporter. Like, those coaches' interviews are they're supposed to be cookie-cutter interviews. Like, you just say the basic shit to get the interviewer to go away. I've seen it firsthand. Again, I was a Pelicans ball boy for 13 years. Like, I've seen many coaches up close. And like, I've seen coaches snap in the locker room and then, mid-game during the halftime when they're getting interviewed, they're like, oh, well, I just told the team we got to be better. Meanwhile, during halftime, that motherfucker coach was in the locker room like, what the, like throwing papers around and stuff. But you ain't supposed to put that out in the public like that. You want to protect your players. It reminds me of Sean Payne last year. Everybody was getting mad when he was like, he liked the wide receiver room. And we all knew, anybody with two working eyes could see that the wide receiver room last year sucked, right? But Sean Payne isn't going to come out and say, yeah, man, our wide receivers suck. Like, he's got to back his players, right? He's got to give the players a reason to want to continue to believe in him. So, no, Dennis Allen, you're not supposed to come out and be like, well, yeah, man, I told Andy Dalton, how the hell would you throw those two stupid picks in? Yada, yada, yada. No, you don't have to do that. Why is my camera suddenly not focusing on me? You're not supposed to do that, Dennis Allen, but goddamn, Dennis Allen needs to accept that he is the head coach of our team. So he's essentially the face of our franchise, right? You got to know how to be good in public. You got to know what to say. You don't say nothing. He literally said nothing. He said, I didn't tell him nothing. I just told him to just keep doing what you do. No. Yeah. You can give a cookie cutter interview and say something better than nothing. You can say, so I imagine that was Sean Payne that was doing a halftime interview. And Lord knows Sean Payne would have been pissed because Sean Payne hates doing interviews. So the fact that these coaches got to do halftime interviews now, I know Sean Payne would have been like Greg Popovich level of petty with his interviews. But say the reporter would have asked Sean Payne, hey, Sean, what did you tell Andy Dalton after throwing 3 interceptions in the first half? I promise you Sean Payne would have said, nothing. I told him to keep doing him. Sean Payne would have at least said something like, to be honest, I talked to the whole team and I said that we have to be better. We're playing bad football right now, but there's still 30 minutes left in this game. So pick your head up and let's go play Saints football and try to win this game. And essentially that statement, it says nothing, right? It's a generic statement. Yeah, pick your head up, 30 more minutes, let's fight. But it's better than saying nothing. No pun intended. It's better than saying nothing. Keep doing what you're doing. And so if Dennis Allen actually had goodwill with us Saints fans right now, like if we were 5-2, hell, if we were 4-3, if we were 3-4, that interview probably would not have bothered us as much as it's bothering us now because we're 2-5 and we're seeing a pattern of bad coaching behaviors and just coaching vibes from Dennis Allen. Like, this man can't even give like generic interviews without squandering it and making it sound worse than it is, or just being like, really, dude? And it kind of is symbolic of how his team has been too, with the penalties and the turnovers and the stupid mistakes and the undisciplinedness and the fact that we seem to have no positive energy or no, just no fire with the team right now. And so I took from that interview, I'm like, damn, if Dennis Allen can't even give a proper cookie cutter coach's interview without saying something stupid or without making us look dumb, then how the hell do I expect this man to lead the team? He has shown me nothing to make me have any faith in him. And it sucks. But I'm a fan. I hope he turns it around. Whatever I say in my reaction videos, I promise you at the end of the day, I'm rooting for everybody who wears black and gold. Do I believe that Jameis Winston is the guy for the future? I don't. Am I cheering like hell for him to be? You're damn right. Do I believe that Dennis Allen is the coach of the future? Hell no. Will I be cheering for him next Sunday to finally turn this ship around against his old team, no less? You're damn right I will. I'm cheering for them until they're not wearing Saints colors. But, don't get it twisted. When these assholes play like shit or coach like shit, I will call them out. I'm not one of those kumbaya fans. I will call out bad performances and bad coaching moves and bad front office moves when it's happening. They get my energy, they get my time, and they get a lot of my money. So you're damn right they're going to get my wrath. The same way they get my love when they're good. That doesn't make you a bad fan. It doesn't make you a better fan. It doesn't make you a fair weather fan. It makes you a fan. We're all fanatics at the end of the day. So I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Send me some prayers. I am on my way to California. I'm actually probably going to the 49ers game against the Chiefs. And you know what I'm going to be wearing in that game? I'm going to be wearing my black and gold jersey. I'm going to be one of those fans that go to games that their team's not playing in, and all the fans going to be like, why in the hell is a Saints fan here? I'm gonna rep that team till I die. I'm actually wearing a Michael Thomas jersey. Motherfucker only played like 2 games so far, 2.5. I'm gonna be wearing a Michael Thomas jersey at that 49ers game Sunday. Because at the end of the day, y'all, it's still who that. I appreciate you guys joining me today during working hours, no less. I hope you guys enjoy the Pelicans game tonight. And I hope you guys continue to enjoy the John O'Barnes channel. Again, I promise you guys, next time I do this live stream, I will have all the bells and whistles. Like right now, I see they got this little Restream logo up there. I don't want that up there. I can't even put the chat room comments up because I don't know how to do that yet. But I will get it next time so I can give you guys a top tier live stream the way you Saints fans deserve. Because you Saints fans deserve a lot, including me. So thank you guys. If you're new to this channel, I doubt it. But if you are new to this channel, if the algorithm somehow brought you here on a random Friday, hit the like and subscribe button. And yeah, it's still, like my dog Jerry said, who that?